He was like, well, you told me your height and your weight. This is while I'm applying for health insurance, you guys. So I have an idea. Plus, your name seems like a foreign background type of name. So you have some culture in you. Haha. Plus, you're smart. Clearly, you own your own business and you W-2 yourself. Plus, I may or may not have Facebooked your name and caught a glimpse of you.
No. Can we sue? You're a lawyer. What's up, world? You're listening to Once Upon a BNB. It's your girl, Annsleigh.
This is Moneybags Maha.
And this is Ian.
Hi, Ian.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
We're getting a little better with these intros here, I feel like.
Well, you did let me know I was going to go third this time rather than surprise me.
I like the element of surprise. It throws you off every time.
It does. I like your hat.
Yeah, well, I don't know when this is going to air, but we are repping the Hawks around.
I know. Hopefully we don't look stupid doing that later. But
I think, honestly, for me, at this point, I don't care what happens. I mean, I want us to win,
right.
but we
I'm
did
proud of us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, fuck
same.
it. Oh,
I do hate Trae Young's hair, though. Why?
Yeah, but everybody's hair is trash. Katie's hair is trash.
That's true.
LeBron's hair is trash. So I think you got to be
a lot of trash hair.
No, you're comparing balding to a young man's just, I guess.
He's a little balding, too, though. It's very thin. Like, for his hair to be that thin, just shave it. Like, just cut it low.
You can't have everything in life. It's like once you start winning, you start balding.
Right.
It's like the way of the world.
It could just also be styled a little better. What are you
spot
going?
underneath this bucket hat.
Oh, Ian, really?
No.
I
have a full
long,
head of hair.
luxurious hair. Yeah, right. Ian's got the best head of hair.
Everybody can't have hair like you, Ian. I mean,
I know.
I've been told I have to grow it back now.
Why? That's what your base said?
My better half is the one who made me cut it.
And now she wants it back.
Now you don't know what you have till it's gone.
She misses it.
Wow.
I'm just trying to combine the long lady hair with this manly mustache and let them meet. Hopefully sometime around November. So we'll see.
You just get like a guitar and it could just be like a vibe.
That would require musical talent. I don't know if you can tell from my speaking on this podcast, but I can't sing.
Who can sing nowadays?
He does seem like he would play the guitar or something.
Yeah.
Seem like the type.
I know the song I learned when I quit and
Oh, so you tried to learn to play the guitar? Yeah, we weren't off.
Mm-hmm. The last song I learned was the solo from Sublime's What I Got.
Love
There
you.
Can you
What
surf?
I got.
Can I surf? No. Also, it took me like...
Are you going to ask him all the white stereotypes?
All the long hair, white guy, like, things.
I can't even stand on a... I can hang loose a lot, but I can't even stand on a wakeboard. So... Like, I remember getting to a lake, like, I guess it was in college, but I was just so afraid because I knew the moment it was my turn, they're like, all right, go. And then I'd be trying to stand and fall,
That college pressure is wild. It is.
At least it's just wakeboarding, nothing worse,
Nothing
right?
serious.
Yeah.
like surfing.
So, guys, this is nothing Once Upon a BNB related, really, but on my way here, something kind of wild happened.
Maha has the wildest life.
Story to share, so I got to backtrack a little bit. I switched health insurance recently and, got it through this agent, health insurance agent or whatever. Got my plan, and he's like, I'll be, basically your point of contact. If you need to know if something's covered, whatever, you call me, blah, blah, blah. So today I went to get my eggs frozen. Not today, but my first appointment to look into that or whatever. Because I turned 35 in August and I thought, might as well put the good eggs on ice while they're fresh. Turns out the 35 thing is a myth, but whatever, I already went, so I'm probably still going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I call this guy, the insurance agent, his name's Cameron, to see if this is covered by my insurance because they said some insurance covers it. I'm like, all right. So I called and I was like, hey, do you know if egg freezing is covered? And he's like, what is that even?
No.
I was like, it's where, you freeze your eggs so you can have kids later in case you need them. He's like, oh, okay. So, you don't have any kids? I was like, no.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, well, I don't either. Maybe we can collaborate on that. And I'm like, just laughed it off, right? He's like, all right, I'll call them and check and see if it's covered. Then this motherfucker texts me.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, this is so inappropriate. I don't even know where to begin. He was like, totally wasn't joking. And then he's like, let me give them a call for real, though. I got you. I was like, haha, you have no idea what I look like. I could have one eye and be 500 pounds. he was like, well, you told me your height and your weight. This is while I'm applying for health insurance, you guys. So I have an idea. Plus, your name seems like a foreign background type of name. So you have some culture in you. Haha. Plus, you're smart. Clearly, you own your own business and you W-2 yourself. Plus, I may or may not have Facebooked your name and caught a glimpse of you.
There it is.
No. Can we sue? You're a lawyer. Can we is there any type
Guys,
of laws broken?
I was a little CBD'd and I was like kind of just like going to play along with this. So I didn't say anything. He's like, but hey, if you got 1 eye or 500 pounds, I'm nice enough. I'll give you a chance. And I was like, LMAO, I definitely was going to say you looked me up for sure. And he's like, I had to. Your voice was too attractive for me not to. You trying to see what I look like?
I wonder if all our listeners, all of them,
Have looked us up.
have looked us up.
Oh, we do have an
Oh,
Instagram
yeah.
account.
I don't have an Instagram.
Like
account.
us personally?
Well, you
yes,
and
you
Ghost.
do. You and Ghost share one. Y'all are like a clingy couple.
A joint, yeah.
Yeah.
A joint.
And I
IG.
hate those. It's this like Kate and Mark's Facebook. Like they squish their names together. Like,
Get a
no.
life.
Right. But yeah.
That is
anyways.
so
So he looks you up.
crazy.
And then, so where's the
He's
combo
like, you trying
stand
to see what I
now?
look like? This keeps going. I'll send you a photo. Haha. And then he's like, if you think I'm ugly, just tell me and I'll be back to strictly professional, which you should have been to begin
The
with.
whole time.
Yeah.
It's so
But you think I'm
unattractive.
cute or attractive? I'm definitely trying to fill out the application to be your man's. And I was like, LMAO, I'm not going to tell you if you're ugly, so just don't send me a picture so I won't have to lie.
Did he send you a picture anyway?
Yes, he sent me some
Yes,
pictures.
yes.
He's like, I mean,
yes.
I know I'm not ugly, so I don't have to worry about you lying.
Oh, wow.
I only date foreign women anyways. I was like, oh my God.
Let me
you
see
guys.
this
I
guy.
hate guys like that.
Look at this guy. But first of all, I
Wait
was
a
like,
minute.
wait, you're white? He sounded black the whole time on the phone.
Did he really? Now I gotta
He's
hear his
looking
voice.
like I'm blanking on
It's
the.
giving me
So I'm just trying to like laugh it
Back
off
to
because
the
like
future.
What's
he's
that
just
guy
not
who
cute
walked
for
across
those
the
who are
country?
not watching this. But
It's not that he's not cute.
well, you can't tell. I'll show you the next one and you can tell.
I just
He looks like
said-
Mike Posner to me a little bit.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay. So you can't really see because he's wearing
He's
sunglasses.
very confident.
He said I only date foreign women anyways. Okay. Well, thank you
He
for
sounds
having.
like
what
an
the fuck?
old man, though.
And he
Who
sounded
texts
black.
like
I was like,
that?
oh my God, you're white? I was like, you definitely sounded black on the phone for some reason.
He probably got
His
offended.
response.
Yeah.
I've been playing basketball too much, apparently.
What? So you're racist.
That's that court
Bruh.
lingo.
I know.
Coming out
I was
when
like,
I'm-
ha ha ha. He's like, I have
Portland.
really pretty eyes too, if that plays a factor in choosing who gets to give you your first babies.
How old
Wow.
is this man?
Then he sends this picture. Guys, he's so unfortunate looking, but
Oh, yeah. It's over with.
You know, I get less Mike Posner from him now.
yeah, the beard is definitely helping him out.
80-year-old.
I see. Do you know what Dua Lipa's boyfriend looks like?
God, really? That's what he looks like? That's sad.
He was happy.
He's so confident.
Tulips.
Probably
happy.
very nice guy. And I was like, oh my God, you look like a baby. How old are you? He's like, that's without my beard. Here's where it gets even more inappropriate. He's like, hold up, let me pull up your application so I can see what your age is. Then I'll let you know what my age is. Like, you're about to look at my health insurance application? First of all, it's a health insurance application, so I'm answering questions about, like,
It sounds like a HIPAA
This is
violation.
right,
That's what I'm
definitely a
saying.
HIPAA
That's what I'm
violation.
saying.
I said SMH, and then he said, honestly, for you, Maya,
Okay.
I'll be whatever age I have to be. Honestly, though, before you cut me off because of my age, I'm far more advanced, matured, as well as established than the majority of men in their 30s and 40s.
He's not 30
Okay.
then.
This is how you know
so
he's young. Listen to this
26.
age. He said, I'm 26. I'll be 20.
How did I know? How did I know?
This is the best part. I'll be 27 in May of 2022. I was like, so you just turned 26?
How did I know he was 26?
Who says
I'm
that? I was
really
like,
good.
so you just turned 26. May of 2022? I was like, sorry, nah, bruh.
You should hide behind.
Like
That's a
15
lot of.
more messages, like paragraphs. He's like,
He needs
kept
to be
texting.
fired. I don't
That's
want to ruin
so
his life.
inappropriate.
But he
Like,
does
I tried to, like,
already
laugh
give you
it
a hookup
off.
on the health insurance, though.
I mean, I got a good rate, but I don't think he really is in control of that. He's like
'Cause
plugging
you're young,
numbers
got good
in.
health, yeah.
Oh my God, he like part of this. Let's take a trip to Atlanta and at least have a fair chance at a date with you. And I'm like,
Where is
what?
he?
A huge plus. I make you laugh almost every time we get on the phone, and it's like my awkward, like, haha.
How many times
Laugh.
are you on the phone with her?
Twice. Oh no, actually, let me rewind. So like, I like was searching for health insurance just on the internet, and like it just like was like, you know, sends you random agents that call you
Mhm.
about it, and this was one of them. But he was like just trying to pitch way too hard, and I hate being sold to, so I was ignoring him. He was texting me like like 3
You're not
times
being
a week.
sold to. What about hit on?
I know. He wasn't even hitting on me at that point. He was just like trying to sell me health insurance. And it was like, I thought maybe it's an automated system, but it's sending like texts from like different numbers all the time. He'd call all the time. So finally I was like, fuck, I do need health insurance. Fuck it. Let me just like go with this. So I filled out the application. I got it. But like, dude, this is just so inappropriate. We're both.
That is
crazy. Oh,
crazy.
here's part of what makes it so inappropriate too. He was like, obviously we both want kids. Like, bro, I'm calling you to see if something's covered under my health insurance, and you're like using that information.
And he
now.
wasn't even educated or informed.
He didn't even know what freezing eggs was.
Maybe
Anyways,
he doesn't have a lot of experience with older women.
Yeah, clearly.
You guys.
He said I'll be 27 in May of 2022.
Do you have an issue with younger men?
Yes, I do, and this is why. Yeah.
Period.
Oh my gosh. Ugh. There's so many more texts, and then he starts going back, and he liked his own text messages. He hearted his own text, and he disliked my text where I was like, "Oh my god, you're 26, nah, bruh." And like, yeah, and then just now while we were sitting, he was like, "Dang, I really don't even get a text back."
This
like,
is
what
crazy.
do I do now? This is
At this
You're lucky if you get my business.
I know. Like, do I
need
switch
the
health
lowest
insurance?
rate or I'm getting fired.
Exactly. Pay for my egg freezing, and we'll talk.
And then we'll talk.
I completely understand. It was very unprofessional. I really don't ever talk to any clients like that. You were actually the first client that I decided to shoot a shot at because A, you're attractive, B, you're educated, and you seem like you have a good head on your shoulders. So from here on out, I will be as very professional as possible, and I'll call the insurance company first thing in the morning. So if you do have any questions, just give me a call or shoot me a text. I'm here to help. Also, to be fair, I wasn't just trying to date you. My goal would have been marriage because I only date to marry. I don't have time to waste playing games with dating as well. My personality is actually a whole vibe, and you are completely right. I definitely should not have, led with my accomplishments, even though they are very admirable for a guy my age. So yeah, if you do need anything, just give me a call. I'm here to help. Bye.
Yeah, that's honestly the best deal we can do.
Anyways,
at this
that was
point.
wild. Happened on the way here, so thought I'd share. But how
That was
inappropriate.
intense. A whole picture.
And I literally said, like, don't send me a picture, please, because
I don't want to
As
hurt your
unsolicited
feelings.
photos go from men,
Never.
isn't that
Just
like
don't.
on the lower
It's the
end of
lowest,
like how
like-
bad that could be?
Yeah.
Probably could have been his dick, you know.
yeah, that might be next. I don't know.
Who
This dude
knows?
seems
You
pretty
keep
crazy.
not responding,
Like,
or
even just the fact that, like, I'm applying for health insurance with you and you're looking me up on Facebook, like,
Yeah,
that's already,
like,
like,
what?
but then, like, he just all the way across the line. Let me look at your application and see your age. Like, what?
The audacity. I just can't believe he
Gosh.
just felt so bold.
I know.
Shoot a
Kids
shot.
these days. That's Gen Z,
Yeah,
right?
Gen Z, gotta be.
He's-
Is he a millennial?
He's 26. No.
All right, no, he's a millennial because my brother.
Oh, yes?
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, my brother's
my little brother's on the like the fringe.
How old is your little brother?
He's 10 years younger than me, so
Oh, yeah. This guy's, like,
Oh.
basically 10 years younger than
And my
me.
brother's about to be 27.
he's millennial. He's the lower millennial. That's the millennial that has the complex about being associated with Gen Z or X, whatever one.
Yeah, and we have a complex about being associated with the millennials, or at least I do. I feel like we're like on the cusp because we like.
You think you're not a millennial?
No, I know that I am, but like I don't like being associated with those like that age of millennial.
yeah,
you
the
know,
bottom-
they're so
the bottom.
different than us. Like they grew up in a social media world. Like I didn't have social media until college,
Mhm.
and even like when we were in college, it was only like certain colleges had it and stuff like that. Like you know, cell phones weren't big. Like smartphones didn't come out till I was in college.
Yeah.
Like his age, that was their whole life. Like they've always had that. I just feel like we're different.
And
I don't
maybe
know.
that's why it just was so like lax for him to like look you up
Like
immediately.
how do you? Yeah,
That's how
but I think
Yeah,
it's just
look
like
at
an
that.
independent agent. I can't even report it to somebody. It's just you know how
Mm.
he's just an agent that sells insurance for his company. I don't know. Could I report it to somebody? But also like whatever. He's
Yeah,
just
you
a
don't gotta
stupid
report
26-year-old
it.
kid. I don't need to like fuck
Yeah.
up his life.
If you
but,
don't want to what's name, you don't
But
touch
I
my
mean,
eggs.
it just seems like he's gonna go down the stalker
Yeah,
route. I can
yeah,
already tell.
yeah. You
So
should probably give
I'm
him a heads up.
anticipating, right? I'm anticipating having to report it. But anyways.
Damn, that was a good story though, Mom.
Only shit like this only happens to me, I swear.
Thank you
but-
for sharing your personal business.
Yeah, I know. I was like, yeah, there's kind of a nuance. It's a little intimate fact about my life, but whatever.
No, it was good.
Not a big deal.
It was good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, things really get personal on the show. Our guests share very personal moments. We share personal moments when we do travel. Hopefully,
I
I
saw
have a
Dominican
story.
girls pussy juice.
We
squad.
did. That was intense. And that is the part of the story they cut out for our promo to use on
Oh,
social
I
media.
know.
Thanks, guys.
Talk about clickbait.
Oh, that was good. Maha, you should do stand-up. Did you do stand-up?
I've done
Collab.
He has. People say that. I don't know.
Talk about clickbait. Is that what you said?
No, I wish I would have said that. I should have let that ride because that would have been really funny.
Okay,
Clickbait.
you can have,
Yes,
you can have
that's
it.
good. No.
Because that is
Damn.
good. It's okay.
I wish I would have thought
We
of
worked
that.
on it together. Okay. Whoosh. Back. Okay, so boom. Everybody gets personal, but of course, the stories that we often hear are kind of dark. Hence, if you can't see it, of course, if you're listening, but if you're watching YouTube, they're scared, right? It's horror stories,
Oh, yeah.
freakish
Our
stories.
little, like,
Yeah,
what
just
is this
refer-
called? Our what?
It's like kind of our cover art.
Logo-ish.
Yeah, it's like a logo, but
If
it's
you're
like a whole
listening on
poster.
whatever your podcast provider is, it's probably where the album cover goes.
Yeah, it's our album cover.
It's
It's
our
a
album cover.
Well illustrated. There's a man and a woman looking back. What must be a
Your
haunted
There's
How
some
they
house?
bats.
looking?
There's some bats flying
There's some
around.
bats. We've had
It's
a lot
like
of
a
Once
haunted
Upon a
house.
B&B stories that weren't that scary unless you count the shit guy
Yeah,
who's
the
been
shit's
the
kind of scary.
Oh,
There's a lot of
gosh.
shit
serial
stories.
killer. But this, got something
Yeah.
scary for us.
I got something scary for you. Okay, so
Dun, dun,
boom.
dun.
The name is Carla. Unfortunately, Carla was traveling to Puerto Rico, great destination for her 36th birthday, and she was murdered. Okay.
Oh.
She was staying in Villa La Mas, but it's closed right now. But the story breaks down basically like this. So Carla's traveling. It was a big thunderstorm. And she's like, the lights go out. And unfortunately, she's like, oh my gosh, I need help. Someone knocks on her door. It's security. Woohoo. Security comes to save the day. Security is actually trash. Okay. So he comes in using his badge and level of authority to come help her. But he actually ends up attempting to rape her and stabs her and murders her to death.
Wow.
Okay, so my parents
Where
are always.
was this?
This is in Costa Rica.
Oh, wow.
And my parents are always freaking out about me traveling and doing shit. And then shit like this, it doesn't allow me to be as free.
I know.
Okay.
You already heard my sketchy story on the scooter in the Dominican on our.
Yes, it's really.
Ugh.
It sucks. It's really dangerous out here. So the story gets a little bit worse because, of course, her family is trying to fight for him to be punished and receive maximum time.
Who knows what that's like in Costa Rica? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the judicial system is like there.
Right.
Oh, actually, there's a show called like World's Worst Prisons or something, and they like show the prisons of all these different countries, and they showed Costa Rica, and
How
it's
was it?
pretty intense. It's like I don't know, it could be confusing it with another country actually, but they were all pretty bad, and Costa Rica was one of them. But yeah, so
I
not
guess
good.
maybe that's why they felt like, based on the article that we had in our group chat, they charged him with homicidio simple. So basically, it's 16 years instead of 18 years, which is the max time you can get.
Dude, other countries, like, we're like the only people that have life sentences for anything.
Yeah.
I feel like everywhere else, the max is like 40 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And so I think that's why her parents are freaking upset because they feel like that is not enough for the type of murder that he caused. So he kills her. He puts her up in a plastic bag,
Oh,
tries to
God.
bury her. And he also steals like a suitcase. Like there's a robbery part in there as well. And turns out he goes to the janitorial closet to try to clean up the area to like wipe it down so it looks like there was no crime.
Oh, wow.
And the last kicker is he didn't even have a permit to be working in Costa Rica. He wasn't even supposed to be working there. Okay.
Was he working? Like, he was just raping and murdering. Like, he wasn't actually security.
Pretend to be security.
I think that's the least of our worries. He didn't have a work permit.
Yeah. So I thought the worst work permit thing was so scary because it was like, y'all had this man on schedule. I'm assuming maybe he clocked in. I don't know. But
I
guess
thought he
people-
just dressed as a security guard. He was
He might
actually a
have.
security guard?
He might have. I don't know.
Now that I've been doing my research, he was employed by the Airbnb, and the Airbnb, not the company,
Not the company, by the like
by
host.
the host
yeah.
Airbnb.
Oh, okay.
And the host Airbnb was not supposed to be operating anymore. Like there's like a permit system in Costa Rica, and they had lost that permit. But not that it's led to anything nefarious like this, but I've,
Lost
a lot
the
of people in
permit, too.
America have been doing stuff, outside of the permit situation.
Right.
And so that was what they were continuing to operate just as an Airbnb, despite the fact that Costa Rica's like, nah, y'all don't, you guys shouldn't, it's not up to, whatever the Costa Rican
Yeah, the
par is.
law or whatever.
And so,
And Airbnb has like nothing to do with that. Like if you're banned in your country or your neighborhood or whatever from having Airbnb, they don't keep you platform. They can't be like keeping track of all that.
If you read carefully, it says like, make sure you're following all the local rules,
Right,
and like make sure you're not banned. It's just an honor system,
right?
Which we see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
And the family's also mad because Costa Rica only offered, or their judicial system only offered them $53,000. And
that was 30,000 colones, which is the equivalent of 53K. And I think though that's the criminal penalty that Villa Le Mas and
like the host.
That was the local host.
That's like
they
restitution.
had to pay. That's the restitution they had to pay, which. I don't know I don't have any comps. Is that low or high?
I have no idea.
But I mean, if you're only getting 16 years.
I wonder how they determined that number. Like, what was a murder rate?
They consider it, and compared to other crimes, it wasn't as bad.
Yeah, a simple homicide, like homicidal simple. That's so
it's like
weird.
I mean, if it's anything like American, like our criminal justice, like you got like
premeditated.
Yes, like
maybe they're saying like he went just to rape, not to murder, and then ended up murdering because she fought or something.
Yeah,
so maybe that's why.
It's basically like second degree.
Yeah, but I don't know.
They brought this guy in from Venezuela. I guess that's his home country for the trial, and I guess so. There's that, and then there's a corresponding civil trial. That I was able to
against the hosts or the murderer.
That's against Airbnb, the American company, as well as the local companies, that were actually had the little unregulated hotel in Airbnb, and they're going over trying to say that Airbnb is responsible for the actions of it's vicarious liability. Not to bore us with a legal podcast. But me and Maha do we do this type of law, negligence, and so this is a theory that you are responsible for the conduct of your employees while they're at work. Now it's obvious that this guy was we've talked maybe he was I don't know how
working or not working,
right?
Assuming he was working, But I think the trickier part is
he's not an employee of Airbnb.
Yeah, that's this was filed in December 2018. This lawsuit in
Costa Rica or
in
here?
Florida, in Hillsborough County, which is where the state of the family is.
Is that where Tampa is?
It is. That's where Tampa is, and so getting them
has to be crazy.
They got Airbnb obviously is located everywhere, so they can add them to the lawsuit pretty easy because they got business in everywhere, including this county. But the trickier part, I would think, is how you're holding them liable. Yeah. We just need to follow up with these attorneys that filed the lawsuit.
Oh, it's still ongoing.
I don't know. Internet
stops there.
Stop there. Yeah. But they also another interesting part is that they're trying to stay out of federal court, which the limit for federal court is $75,000. So throughout these pleadings, which are again talking about the life of someone, they're saying damages in excess of $15,000, but less than $74,000, and that's specifically to avoid federal court.
Yeah.
But then again, we're already complaining about $53,000 being not enough. Now you're saying,
why are they limit? That's weird. Just to keep it out of federal court.
We'd have to ask. Let me see what these attorneys' names.
I can imagine trying to fight for a murder across the country.
It must be like Florida laws are like more favorable to them, to the lawsuit for some reason, and federal laws are not.
We got attorneys Jack Gordon and Mamie.
Not the call out.
Allegedly, we can ask them on the
free publicity for them.
Yeah, so. We'll see. Depends how well their lawsuits go.
Right, unless they lose, which they probably will. Like that's Airbnb. Like when you become a user, I'm sure has a million waivers and stuff in their user agreement to avoid liability.
Our producer taught us about clauses. Well, we all know about clauses, but that's when I learned about Airbnb clauses.
What did he teach us again?
When Trey was like, basically, we can stay here despite damages, except when they had that murder at their place.
Except that little
incident.
You know what? Now I think about it, we did have murder situations.
Forgot about that. We've just had a lot of crazy stories.
Yeah. It's a good podcast, guys.
Keep tuning in. I don't want to know. Before it gets super scary and sad.
Do we want to do a lighter note? All right. Let me see
we're keeping it light now.
Okay.
We have Stalker.
I know. Guys. I'm scared to look. My phone just buzzed again. It's probably him.
Look.
Okay, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Wait. No, it's not.
Okay, cool. I can't believe he sent that picture. Mike Posner
So many
was a great
pictures.
comparison.
Whatever happened to Mike Posner?
He was good.
Yeah.
He walked across America. He actually
He
just
walked across America?
yeah, like on foot.
Literally?
Yeah, he grew
That's
like
funny.
unshaved the whole time. So he had this like it looked like mountain
I
man.
think I saw that.
Yeah.
Some of my friends went to high school with him randomly in Michigan.
Then he released a kind of a concept album that came out recently, and it's just like I don't know, like 8 tracks, and it's like
What is the
one
concept?
long story.
Oh,
Like it's him like getting back to LA.
I bet it's really good.
I liked it,
Yeah.
but I have to share the radio with Shafi.
And she's not a fan.
Not as much of a fan.
Lil Dicky's show, Dave, the second season just started. Have y'all seen it?
I saw
We were getting
a couple
completely off
episodes
topic,
of the
but
first one.
It is fucking hilarious. Like the first season, I've watched it like 3 times. It's so funny.
I used to be a sad because I felt like it like
her
copied
ass.
Atlanta, but I fuck with the concept.
Yeah, it's kind of like the white version of Atlanta, but it's also
It is
just
what it
about
is.
him,
Yeah.
though. You know, it's just about his life.
I respect Lil Dicky.
Yeah, I met him one time at my old firm was downtown the Centennial Tower, which shares a building with Hot 107.9.
Okay.
So I met a lot of
and
cool
he
people
was
doing
there?
that. And one time I was in the lobby, saw him, and then he just played like a Halloween concert. So
I feel like he loves being recognized, too.
Yeah.
At least on the show he does.
and this
Like,
was earlier on too, so we probably really
Yeah,
loved being
exactly,
recognized. And I was
yeah.
like describing, like I was like, "You're wearing a Superwoman costume. It was awesome. I love that show." And then we both made like making the little dick.
yeah.
small finger
This
thing.
is his, like, thing.
Yeah, you
like,
hold up the fingers,
the little
and
dick.
we took a photo together. And no word if he's released a song. He clearly must have wrote about our encounter.
Clearly, Ian is so impactful.
Anyways. Back to
Clearly.
vacation rental shit.
All right, these are less of horror stories, but this is the article we found since we're doing news clippings this week from the
literally
This
cut
guy
them out
is
of a
the
newspaper.
sassiest Airbnb host of all time. These are based on his responses to reviews. All right, this review
Is
was.
he from Atlanta?
This is
We got a lot
I've
of
done some
sass.
research trying to find this guy so I could book it and write whatever the fuck I want to review this place. Couldn't find it, but these are some reviews about his place. This place is suitable for traveling LA. It takes about 10 minutes to the nearest station, and there is no washer in the house, and you can use near laundry. It takes about 5 minutes by walking. So, very that's the review.
Yeah, straightforward.
Response from
Yeah.
Robert. I helped you check in early with your million bags. I carried your bags for you. You left my place a mess. Your hair was everywhere. Left the kitchen in a mess with old food and dirty dishes. You plugged the toilet. It ran over. That's the review.
That's his response to
That's
like
the
this.
response.
Not even a bad, just
No.
like a straightforward
'Cause
review.
as a guy, like I try not to give bad reviews. I think they can tell I'm going to give a bad review if I do that, so I avoid that. But all right, here's the next one. This guy doesn't have the same thought process. This is another review of his. The apartment is of his place, and we'll hear his response. His name is Robert, by the way, the host. Is Robert the sassiest host of all time? Let's try the second example. The
So far,
apartment is
yes.
a lot older than what appears in the pictures, and that, for me, was the biggest issue. It is not what you expect from the pictures. Sheets and towels are very old, and the beds are not comfortable. The toilet was dirty, and the kitchen was a mess. ... There was dishes to dry and no space for anything. Also, the fridge is full of stuff that looked very old. The location is excellent and close to everything, as the guy said before, just 5 minutes from laundry.
Yeah.
But that does not compensate the rest. Besides, when I spoke to Robert, he said there was plenty, all caps, of free parking around the house, and that is also not true. It is a nightmare to find a parking spot. Response from Robert. You live like a pig. You left my place like a pig pen. You and your friends are the dirtiest people I've ever seen.
Oh my
Wow.
Dirt was everywhere in my place. Whiskey bottles, drug paraphernalia, used condoms, marijuana smoke, cigarette smoke, all littered my place. You destroyed my place. You smoked in my bed and burned my comforters. You left days-old stool in the toilet. All you had to do
How
was
does he
flush
know
the
how
toilet.
many days the stool had been there?
I guess it's been a couple days since you went in there to clean it. Maybe you didn't have a quick turnover. All you had to do was flush the toilet. I guess he used the wrong word. But no, you and your friends are drug-induced animals. You destroyed my beautiful place.
Wow.
All right,
Drug-induced animals.
last one.
I don't even know if sassy is the right term for Robert.
He's giving me old cranky.
He's
I
giving me
would like to
foreigner
know what
vibes
his
too. I
age
feel
is.
like he's for sure a foreigner.
Yeah, and he could be using, like an Americanized name.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that.
Roberto.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Well, this one we got Ricardo. This is the last. This is Ricardo's review of Robert's Airbnb. Not a great room. Just
That's it.
Just 4 words. Robert's, however, his review is a little longer. His response is longer. Not a great room. Not a great guest. He lives like a dog and smells like one too, leaving the room smelling awful. He left my white sheets black as if he rolled them in mud.
Oh my God.
He left piss all over my toilet as if he just learned to be potty trained. He left poop smeared on the toilet rim. I guess as a gift, he left his fudge-stained underwear under the bed loaded with a fresh poop. It was awful. 5 exclamation points. This guy is filthy.
God. There's no way
What
this
is this
many of his
shit?
guests are that gross. I feel like Robert's making this shit up to like
Robert could
to
be
make
projecting.
his ghosts,
Well,
yeah,
let's
his
see.
guests look like assholes.
This guy is filthy. He lives like an untrained dog. The smell he left lingered for days. Had to have a professional cleaning team come in after him. Cost $200. Not a
Don't
great
you already
guest.
have a professional
Right.
cleaner? Are you cleaning this shit yourself?
That is supposed to be part of the requirement.
Yeah,
of Airbnb.
right.
Well, the last paragraph from old Robert. Host, don't rent to this beast. Not a great guest, but a beast that will destroy your place and cost you money. That was it.
Wow,
Gosh,
Robert.
That is so funny.
That was Robert.
These are all revenge posts. I feel like these people probably were not dirty, drug-induced animals, and he's
He wrote
exaggerating.
one sentence. Not a great room.
Right.
He went
There's
off.
no way this. Well, I mean, I guess there is a way. We've had a lot of shit stories. I was gonna say there's
It's
no way he
a
left
lot
a
of
poopy
shit.
underwear.
People are really utilizing shit
Yeah.
to get people back. It's like
I don't
revenge
understand. Right.
turds.
Dogs do that. They take revenge shits.
They
like when
do.
they're mad.
And
Like
you know,
if you leave them at home and they're pissed, they'll go take a
are
revenge
so
shit.
close to dogs, and they know that they
According to Robert, they're definitely
They're beasts.
close to
They're
dogs.
beasts.
Yeah.
And dogs know when they do it. They look at you and they're just like, fuck it. And then they just keep it
Yep.
moving.
Look you right in the eye. in
That's
revenge
crazy.
shit.
I take my dog to Airbnbs even when they're not allowed because he's a service animal,
Yeah.
quote unquote.
As
So I
is
couldn't even look straight.
little baby Janet.
Oh yeah.
Hi,
She's allowed
Janet.
at the studio. She's looking raggedy. Let me not put her in the.
How old is Janet again?
She's 11.
Times 7.
Okay, well, you know. They say it slows down in their old age. It's not like 7 years. But yeah, basically she's old, but whatever.
Whatever.
She's got.
In
probably
fact,
like-
now that I think about it, I always say this without outing myself. I also sent a referral from my doctor to Maha about the emotional support
Yes,
situation.
yes.
This is actually good travel tips since we're doing the unscripted episode.
Yeah, perfect.
There is a difference between an emotional support animal
and a service
and
animal.
a
yeah.
psychiatric service animal.
Oh.
Check me out on Headline News with my service dog case I had against Popeye's
Mm.
chicken.
You had a,
What?
I did. Yeah.
let's focus more on that before we get in.
Wait. What?
Yeah, so right out of law school, I worked for an employment discrimination firm for the first year before I started my own practice. And this kid had a service dog. It was actually really interesting because he had diabetes, and his service dog could smell when his blood sugar
was
dropped.
low.
Yeah, so he would like signal when it was too low or
Just
too
like our
high.
dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, Janet totally like can do that too. But yeah, so it would like wake him up in his sleep if his blood sugar dropped or spiked. So he went into Popeyes to get a sweet tea because his blood sugar was low,
Mm-hmm.
and they kicked him out and called the police and stuff. So
Wow.
we sued them. But yeah,
That's a good case.
so now I get like calls all the time about like service dogs and people calling me about that.
That's a great case, Maha.
I mean, I ended up leaving the firm before it was resolved, so I don't know what happened. But I remember like trying to crack a joke on Headline News. I was like, well, unfortunately, Katie, unlimited supply of chicken is just not going to cut it here. Yeah. I
Well,
regret it. Also, my eyebrows looked too.
you were on Headline News and you cracked that joke.
I know, and it was live. And I was so nervous.
I think that's a great.
I used the word unfettered. I had like just learned that word that day. I was like, oh shit, I'm going to use that. I was like, it's an unfettered right.
I like incorporating words of the day. We
Yeah.
should start doing that
There you
before each
go.
episode. It's
That
going
was very
to have me
nervous.
fumbling through something now.
Okay, let's end the episode on the word unfettered. Do we still know what it means?
Yeah, it's like unrestricted, basically.
Okay, I learned it.
Like the right to have a service dog isn't qualified by like, you know, only this or that. I mean, it actually is because it's qualified by like they have to be trained as a service dog, but
No,
they're not.
Yeah, well, all right. Back to that. So the difference between a service animal, a psychiatric
Oh,
service
yeah,
animal,
yeah.
and a emotional support animal is, does the animal do something, know a command that directly alleviates your disability? So for
Yeah.
me,
Mm.
that's anxiety. And so the legal term of art is tactile stimulation.
Mhm.
What that really means is kisses.
Mhm.
So Ghost knows how to give me
Little
kisses
doggy kisses.
upon command. and then that's all you need.
And that calms my
they can't ask
anxiety.
you for paperwork. Like, so there's all these like scams basically online where you pay to register your dog as a service dog. There's no such thing.
Yeah.
And the law does not require it.
If
the
you
law,
click
like,
on the thing when you, because I also fell for that the first time.
Yeah.
And then my apartment complex, after they were like, hey, why is your cat just roaming around?
I
And
remember
I was
that.
like, read it and weep. I showed him the thing, like, all right, just give me your doctor's note. And then I realized when I, like, when you click through that, there's like, and this is also saying, like in the fine print, that you have a doctor's letter, aka the only thing that you actually need.
Is
Yeah.
a doctor's letter.
But really, you only need that, I think, for like housing and flying.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You can't, if you're just going into a restaurant, they can't ask you for a doctor's note because you don't have to tell people your disability, like traveling around like your daily routine or whatever.
The best move is to be like, when they ask for the paperwork, I always, you have it on your phone, you're always like, well, yeah, sure, I have it on my phone. Technically, you're not supposed to ask that. You say that as you're whipping out your phone to like break the rules on this idiot's behalf. That's usually what just, like,
Okay,
all right.
so really quickly, one more story related to this. I went to the Albert and took Janet, and he was like, she's not a service dog. And I'm like, yeah, she is. And he's like, well, do you have any paperwork? And I'm like, well, there's not paperwork required, but yes, I do. And he's like, my friend has a service dog, and he has a card that like shows he's a service dog. And I was like, okay, well, I'm an attorney, and I was on Headline News for a service dog case, but yeah, it's not required. And I was like, fuck it. Like, I didn't feel like arguing. I did argue for a while, but he just would not budge. He was like, no, you can't bring her in here. So I was like, fuck it. I put her in the car. But then, like, later, the waitress was taking our order, and I was like, just so you know, your bartender or manager, whoever that is, like, wouldn't let me bring my service dog in, and he violated federal law by doing so. Like, you guys, I'm all right, but you guys might end up with a lawsuit on your hands for somebody else. So she's like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. So the next day, I'm looking at my calendar getting ready for work, and I have a consultation on there. Like, you can book them through my website. And it was, like, for a service dog. And it was like, hey, I used your service dog letter, and it worked great, but I've been having some issues, like, wanted to, like, follow up with it. And I was like, my service dog letter? Like, what is this about? I had no idea. Tried to call the number because, like, it was like a 9 a.m. consult, and I didn't know about it. So I was, like, rushing to get there. Tried to call the number. It didn't work. So I emailed the email. And then it hit me later. It was the fucking bartender from the Albert trying to set me up.
Oh, my gosh.
And it meant that I'm, like, pushing some fake service dog letter around or something. Like, hey, I used your letter. It worked great. Like, what? Can you believe the guy? And I was like, how did he even get my name? He got my name off my, like, credit card receipt or something. He was not my server. So, again, shady, but.
They're coming after you.
You, Mr. At the Albert, we're talking about you.
The people come after you guys.
That part's a little easier where, like, I usually don't back down. I'm like, listen, motherfucker, I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
You don't think I specialize in this part, too?
Yeah, but Ghost looks more like he could provide it. So, like, Janet is, like, 2.7 pounds. They're like, yeah, right, this is not a service dog. But still, I mean.
Yeah, if we're talking anxiety, then fuck off.
Exactly. You don't know my life.
At all.
The only time I've ever lost that argument was we were in Denver, and we were doing a legal THC tour, and they were like, it's federally illegal, so fuck you. Get out of our, you can't go on our bus. And I was just like,
oh wow, that's hilarious. Yeah, I shouldn't have backed down, but it's only because she's so little, and I'm like, oh, she really doesn't look like a service dog. But I was like, fuck it. But yeah,
he won in war. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys learned a lot about scary altercations in Puerto Rico, stalkers, and service dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, Costa Rica. Sorry, Puerto Rico.
I'm sure there's an unfortunate situation
right there too. Yep.
We'll catch that maybe next time. But yeah, thanks guys for listening to Once Upon a BNB. I'm Ann.
This is Maha.
And I'm Ian.
Bye. Peace. Bye, Janet.